How's it going, everybody? So today we are here with Donald Addington. He is one of my mentors and is my boss here at Air Performance. And for those of you who are just now catching this series, this is your first episode. I've done one of these just prior on what has HVAC done for you. This is episode 2 of that, and there will be more to come. And I will get other trades involved. But this is purposed for those who are trying to decide, is HVAC the right place for you? Or if you're just getting started and you're really struggling getting a foothold, just some encouragement from people who have walked in your shoes and have already laid that path ahead of you. So with that, we roll it over to Donald. And, so what is your role in HVAC, right now with what you do?
So currently I'm the owner of Air Performance Services. About a 22-year path to get to that point, so it definitely didn't happen overnight. For me, it started off in the sheet metal industry in New Orleans in 2000. I was a union sheet metal worker. Worked my way through the sheet metal trade and realized that I wanted something just a little more than day-to-day sheet metal work, and started going to school at DeVry at night to learn electronics. Through DeVry, I learned a lot about electronics, and through knowing HVAC through the install side of the union, I was able to get a job as a building automation technician. And once I made that career path from more so the construction install side over to the service side is when things really started to change for me in the industry.
Where did Donald start? Where did it begin? What's your origins?
For me, it started growing up in a small town in Oklahoma. My dad was in the industry, so between the ages of 0 and 8, I kind of knew what air conditioning was pretty quick. At 8 years old, we moved to New Orleans. My dad took a job with a bigger air conditioning company, and so from that point forward, I was really exposed to it pretty much every day. Made some poor decisions in life, kind of got off on some wrong paths, did not make my way into college, and wound up joining the sheet metal industry before even completing high school. Got my GED while I was actually working.
Big question that comes up is, how has the trade really changed or impacted or improved your life as a whole?
So HVAC's really impacted my life by giving me a solid career, and a career that I could count on pretty much through any economy, a career we're counting on today with the uncertainties of today. But being a skilled trade allowed an opportunity for someone like me that didn't have a stellar background or a college degree or even a high school diploma for that matter. It allowed me a starting point in a career field just based off of saying, hey, I'm here and I'm ready to work. From there, it definitely progressed based on the amount of effort that I put into it and opportunities that were given to me by a couple of my mentors and previous employers.
So how has COVID affected your career, and the trade around you, and how have you as a business owner had to make adjustments and just navigate the COVID scenario that we've had to go through over the last year?
Well, navigating the last year and learning how to navigate this year, because we're still in the middle of a pandemic, has definitely been challenging. For me, I'm actually a brand new business owner, so I've only been in ownership for a year and a half now. So just purchasing Air Performance 6 months prior to COVID happening, and learning not only how to become more of a business owner, less of a leader in the business, but more responsible as an owner, has been extremely challenging with COVID. For me, the way I've been able to get through it is to reach out to mentors, previous owners, previous bosses, bring on additional resources within our company, people that have actually experienced these types of turns in our economy, and then really just take a a deeper look at our finances and the way we run our business and remove what slack that we can, so that we're running a little more lean and a little more efficient, and so that we can continue to be fortunate enough to keep all of our employees on payroll and continue to make our payroll.
What wisdom do you have for those who are either looking at HVAC or who are just getting started, maybe going through school, they're having a hard time getting a route somewhere? Many people, Curtis, I think, is a prime example of that, where nobody was really willing to give him a chance until he had opportunities through Air Performance open up and brought him in fresh and has built him from there. What is your message to those people as a commercial business owner at that?
Yeah, if I could give any word of wisdom, or if anything would last with an apprentice or someone looking to join the trade, it's to be very specific in your goals, knowing that, hey, I'm going to commit to this trade, and then being patient while committed to the trade, knowing that there's a season of apprenticeship, there's a season of Tech 1, there's a season of just washing coils, there's a season of just pulling wire. There's these seasons and progressions to the trade that you really have to be patient and work through. And so for anyone that does make the commitment and sets the goal that says, hey, I want to be an HVAC service technician, make sure that you're realistic in understanding what it takes to get to that goal, and don't give up on it. Don't become impatient. Don't look for instant gratification or instant promotion within the first couple of years. Understand that this is a trade that you have to work towards that higher level. And in understanding that, being committed to those goals, both short-term and long-term goals, and not giving up on those goals. I'm an example of someone that earned it, I believe, doesn't have any prerequisites, or wasn't, born into the trade, didn't inherit a business from a family member, someone that has a background that forced me to work really, really hard. It did force me to set goals. In the midst of all that, I've had a family and had a couple kids, and so I've had to go through those personal and family goals at the same time. And so for a year and 6 months ago, to have purchased a company, that started with a goal 20 years prior to that. And then in the first few years, it was that I was going to be a foreman. And then in the next few years, it was that I was going to work my way into an office as an estimator. And then I actually reset and went to school and learned electronics, because I didn't see getting to the level in the installation side that I saw people getting to in the service and automation side. And so I restarted again, but set a new goal, stayed consistent, focused on that goal, eventually achieved that goal. And then in 2012, I had the opportunity to come and work for Air Performance as an operations manager. And part of my previous boss and our previous owner, Ed Dave's, commitment to me was that when he was ready to retire, he would give me the first opportunity to purchase the company. And so I knew I had that goal once I started here in 2012. And so for 8 years, I worked diligently towards that goal, made a lot of sacrifices, and eventually achieved that goal as well. So to sum that up, I say have goals, have very clear goals. Don't be impatient. Understand that it takes time to get where you want. It takes time to achieve your goals. And I probably said it, but don't ever give up on them.
That's absolutely awesome, and I completely agree with all of that. It's one of the huge things that really helped my career develop was setting those goals. Something I've spoke about before was, I was in trade school. I literally had each semester and each class typed out on a piece of paper and posted above my desk at home, that I did all my studying at. And as I completed each class and aced that subject, I would take a highlighter and highlight that class off my list. And that was the first time in my life where I really began to understand commitment to goals. And from there, I've just carried that on. And I've talked to you guys before about creating or finding niches for yourself and things that you just naturally gravitate to and do really well at, whether it's, really specific in-depth refrigeration understanding or airflow or just anything. Every niche is going to go a long way into preparing you and being somebody that, Donald here wants to hire and wants to involve and play a role to make his company more successful and inevitably, possibly your company one day. So, you never can underestimate the goals and the relationships that you're going to build here. So anyway, I hope this helps, guys. I hope you draw some kind of encouragement or maybe some direction in your own life and career, and just never stop, never give up. The opportunities are here. They're not going away. There's not near enough of us sitting here today being able to do this, and so, we need you to play your part as well. And we, as an industry, we have room for you. So, love you guys. Spend time with your families. Make sure you make time for your spouses, your kids, everything. Appreciate it.